In this lab, we're going to learn how to allow blocks to take in a user input and perform a task differently for different input values. So by the end of the video, you should be able to explain why this makes coding more efficient. I've already gone ahead and brought in the starter project, and we're going to be making 5 copies of this script over here on the left. We're going to have to modify those copies so that they can make pinwheel designs with 3, 4, 5, 6, and 12 branches. So let's start with 1. In order to make a copy, I'm going to right click on the repeat block and hit duplicate. Now the reason I'm not clicking anywhere else in the script is because if, let's say I hit the move -70 blocks, if I right click on that block and then I hit duplicate, it's only going to duplicate everything below that instead of the entire script, which is not what I want. So if you want to duplicate a script, you want to right click on the topmost line and then hit duplicate. Now, let's start with 3 branches first before I make copies for the other ones. So if I want to make 3 branches, first let me clear the stage because right now we have this big pinwheel. If I want 3 branches, maybe I should just repeat 3 times. And let's see what happens when I do that. Okay, didn't even draw anything because my pen wasn't down. So I got to bring my pen down before I actually try to draw. And now let's try it. So it looks like it drew the pinwheel, but it didn't actually go all the way around. And that's probably because it wasn't turning enough every single time it drew a line. So let's go back to our script, and we can see it says repeat 3, but when it turns, we don't want to turn 360 divided by 21 degrees. We want to turn 360 divided by 3 degrees. The reason for that, as we saw in the previous video, is because that's how many sides we have. So in order to figure out how many degrees to turn, you do 360 degrees and divide it by the number of sides you want. So let me clear the stage, let me make sure my pen is down, and when I do this again, it draws my pinwheel correctly. Now, let me duplicate this and do the same thing for 4. So if I want 4 sides, I'm going to have to change the repeat block to 4 and change the number of degrees turned to 360 divided by 4. Let me clear the stage, and when I draw it, there we go. We have my pinwheel with 4 sides. Let me actually just do the 12-sided one. So I'm not going to do the 5 and the 6, but it would be the same idea. I'm just going to change the number of repeats and the number of degrees to turn, and when I clear the stage and run it, there we go. That's going to be my 12-sided pinwheel. Okay, so you'll notice that in all these blocks, they're all slightly different, but the changes we make are the same. All we have to change is the number of times to repeat and what to divide 360 degrees by. This presents a great opportunity to make our own block that can take in an input and put that input value at these 2 locations. So instead of having to change both values each time, I can just type it in once and both values will be changed automatically. So in order to do that, we have to create our own block. Now to make our own block, we can right click anywhere in the scripting area, or we can go to the bottom left and hit make a block. Now I'm going to name this block pinwheel, comma, branches. So after the branches, I'm going to have some sort of input box. And this is going to be a command block because I'm going to have the sprite doing something and moving, so we're going to choose motion for the block, so it's a blue block. I'm going to hit OK, and great, we have our block editor open, and now we can start putting code inside of this block. Actually, before we do that, we should probably accept an input. So I'm going to hit the little plus sign next to branches, and I'm going to name this input number of branches. And before I hit OK, I just want to talk a little bit about these names. You want to use a name that's actually logical and that if someone were to open up your code, they could read this and know exactly what this input does or what it's supposed to represent. So the reason I named it number of branches is because if anyone's reading my code and they read number of branches, they're going to know exactly what that input box does. So I'm going to hit OK, and now we can start coding. We don't even have to code too much. All I really have to do is bring in one of those copied scripts, and instead of leaving it as repeat 12 or turn 360 degrees divided by 12, instead I'm going to repeat the number of branches times. So when someone uses my block, they're going to have a box there, and when whatever they type into number of branches or whatever they type into that input box, that number is going to get brought into the repeat block. And we have to do the same thing for 360 degrees divided by the number of branches, degrees. If you're a little confused, don't worry, I'm going to show you what this looks like in just a second by hitting apply and then dragging over the block. So now the block was created, you could see it in the motion palette, and I can drag it over to my scripting area. And so pinwheel, branches, has an input box that's empty. And now an AP Vocab alert. I keep using the word input over and over again, but there are more accurate programming terms that I could use. Technically, number of branches is known as the parameter. So it's going to be the name of the input that I'm going to use in my code. And I use that parameter in a couple of locations in this code, in the repeat block and in the turn degrees block. When I actually use the block, so when I drag it over from the palette and I actually type in a value, like let's say I type in 34, that number 34 is known as the argument. So when I actually use the block, I pass in an argument. A lot of programmers don't know the difference between arguments and parameters, so they usually call both arguments. However, the College Board is going to refer to both of these as parameters. I know it's silly, but what can you do? On the bright side, you now know the correct terminology. Just make sure to hit apply and save your work as U1L3 pinwheel, and you're done. See you in the next video.